It's the thought that counts, I think. What is the absolute worst gift that someone could get for you? In a poll of 2,000 adults, the answer turned out to be a diet plan.
That makes sense.
I agree.
I agree.
That was closely followed by cufflinks and soap on a string. Also high up on the list of thanks but no thanks gifts were bad romance novels, hankies, and aftershave. According to the One Poll survey, when confronted with an unwanted present, 27% graciously accept it, 17% pretend to be delighted. Attempts say they show no emotion and simply do nothing, and 21% have even had a falling out with a loved one over a terrible present. That's kind of crazy. And what does one actually do with a garbage gift? 26% donate them to charity, 18% re-gift them, and 14% say they simply hide them in their home. So I think the re-gifting one is kind of crazy because if you hate the gift, you're just passing it along.
Unless you gave it to like your enemy. Like you give it to someone you
True.
don't like.
Yeah, no, that makes
Like
sense,
Loki.
actually. So I don't want to ask what the worst gift you've ever received was because this probably would not end well if the giver is listening. However, what would you consider as the worst possible gift to give? And what should we really do with bad gifts? Give you guys a second to think. But Nick, why don't we start with you?
I feel like it depends with the person. Like,
Yeah.
I'm the kind of person that you really give me anything, I'll be grateful to it for a certain extent. You know, like I might not be super elated if you give me a box of tissues, but
Yeah.
I'll use the box of tissues
There you go.
eventually.
Yeah.
But yeah, the diet plan is that I feels. First of all, I've never heard about someone gifting a diet plan,
Yeah.
and second of all, that's just awful.
Yeah, it's
to
mean.
think about.
Becky, how about you?
I feel like I can't think of one particular worst gift that I've ever received. I feel like sometimes when you do like the Secret Santa, like white elephant, where it's
Mhm.
like gifts to other people, sometimes you end up with some interesting ones. I feel like there was one where like this was like junior year of high school where like half of my friends like went really hardcore and like bought gifts. And then the other half kind of like did like a joke gift thing, which I mean,
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with that at all. It's just, I think that the combination of the two, when one person like went out and bought like a bunch of nice clothes and stuff, and the other person had like joke gifts, kind
Yeah.
of was a conflict. But I can't think of any like terrible gifts that I received.
Those games are hard, though. I know what you're
They
talking
are.
about.
Yeah,
because
especially if you get
need
someone
to
that you
set
don't know.
expectations.
Yes.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Tallene, how about you, though?
I think, well, as a house that sometimes re-gifts bad gifts. Listen, I learned from my mom. We think it's in her eyes. She's like, well, I don't want this candle. I think it smells bad. But somebody else is a different nose than I do. So we think it's more kind of nice, but I don't know. The one that I'm just surprised about is that the 21% with a falling out over
That's
a loved one. Like,
crazy.
Yeah.
I feel like that's more just like an underlying issues type
Yeah.
of thing. Like you're not getting a bad gift for your friend and you truly thought they would like it and then they're like, we're never speaking again.
Yeah.
That's like it was rocky from the start.
Mhm.
I think that's more of a symptom than a cause.
Although I would say the diet plan thing could definitely cause falling outs.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Yeah,
true.
that was
That's
just
true.
mean. That's just a
Mhm.
mean gift.
But what's up with cufflinks? I thought cufflinks were nice.
I don't know what those are.
I think the cufflinks, I think, are the things you put the guys wear
Yeah.
on the dress shirts, right?
Yeah.
I don't get what the point of them are though.
They just look cool.
Yeah,
That's about
Oh,
it.
they don't have a
That's
function.
truly no. I don't think there's
Okay.
a function like at all.
I love a pair of cufflinks.
I think it's like
Kinda
getting
dope.
socks as a gift.
Yeah,
like it's something that's
exactly.
not, you know what I mean? It's just
Mm.
kind of boring.
Socks are also cool.
I like socks. I asked
Thank
you
you.
socks for Christmas because I have like the pattern ones.
Yo,
So see, I asked for those. That wasn't like a unwanted gift.
See, when I was, I always think back to when I was like a kid, and my family would always give me clothes, and I would always get super upset because I did not. I'm like, what am I gonna do with this? Like, wear them? I want something to play with. This is awful. But now I'm like, I only want clothes as a gift. So now I've completely flipped on what I think the worst possible gift could be. But if somebody got me a hanky or aftershave, I don't know about that. That I don't know what you're thinking. I don't know what the thought
Yeah.
process
They're
there is.
still making hankies.
I saw my professor yesterday pull out his hanky to blow his nose. I'm like, that's just gross in
That's
my
crazy.
opinion.
I think it's
Like that's just a
unhygienic.
reused tissue over and over again. It's just
Mhm.
not cool. No,
no.
not happy about that one
Use
at
the
all.
new technology. Use a tissue.
Yeah, it's okay.
We've advanced.
All right. Becky, let's go to you with our Twitter poll question of the day here.
All right, this one is wild.
I don't like this one.
I don't really like it. I'm not gonna lie to you, but the question is, how do you use your toilet paper? Fold, roll, crumple, or not applicable?
I don't like that last option, man. That's
Yeah, what is not applicable?
Yeah.
You fall into one of the first
Bidet.
three.
Bidet.
Bidet.
Oh,
bidet.
valid,
That's
fancy.
really
Like that we all
good.
just thought that was the answer.
Point to me which hall on campus has a bidet, please.
Hey, I keep seeing ads for them all over my Instagram where you could just install them into your toilet, and they're only like $80.
I have never seen an ad for a bidet in my life.
I see them constantly.
Well, you know what they say about
I think it says more
personalized
about-
I
ads.
know. I'm super aware of that, but
That
I'm a
would be
fold
such
guy.
a weird
Yeah.
senior prank. We just install the days like around the school.
I think they'd be really appreciative,
I
honestly,
think they would too.
because then they could up tuition and give an excuse. Be like, we installed
Exactly.
bidets in all the halls, guys.
Yes.
Now we have a reason to up all the tuitions. But yeah, I go with fold. Yeah. Nick?
Question,
Well, you gotta answer it.
I do gotta-
You gotta answer
I also have to go with full. It's just, what is this question?
it. Yeah. I think fold is the
What?
only hinged one.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
don't
Becky.
know. I feel
Like-
like that's a lot of like you're taking it and just folding it. That's
What
like
do
I don't
you mean
know.
by
Like I
fold?
feel
Okay,
it's,
like imagine you
crumple it.
have
I don't
like
know.
1-ply toilet paper,
Mhm.
right? You fold it, it becomes 2-ply, and now it won't break when you're wiping. I'm seeing some confusion here. I'm seeing some confusion.
So you only
here.
use like that much
Squares.
toilet paper?
What do you mean?
Like 2 squares of it?
Well, no, I mean you have to you keep
There's
going and
multiple
yeah, there's
folding.
multiple folds.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how is that not a crumple? Is it like more organized?
Yeah,
It's
more
definitely
organized. They're more
Okay.
Because when you
organized than we are.
crumple, you kind of just like yank out, and I think you kind of just ball it together
Yeah.
and go crazy. But
I
in a
was
fold, it's a
watching-
little more
What's
organized.
a roll?
That one I'm not sure.
You never seen the roll
Around your hand.
around your hand?
Oh,
and
that
then
one's
you go-
unhinged.
I,
That one's
I was
unhinged.
thinking. I was thinking more of like a cylindrical thing, and I
Like,
was just
you
kind
wipe
of
with the entire toilet paper cylinder.
no.
No, you undo it and you go like.
You kind of like you roll it up. Yeah.
I was watching an interview with Robert Pattinson, and someone asked him this question for some reason. They
Really?
the same interview question
That's
that we
crazy.
did, and his answer was mittens. So I'm gonna go with that one.
What's
I don't
is
know.
that? Is that like roll on both hands?
All I know is that he said mittens, and I've been influenced. So I think
Okay.
it's mittens
Okay,
is the right answer.
sure. Yeah, Becky.
See, now I feel insecure because you're all saying it's unhinged, but I feel like I don't take the time to like fold each square over. I kind of just
Crumple was my
Crumple.
second.
You're a
yeah.
crumple.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
I mean, whatever works for you. You know.
That sounds
You do you.
Yeah. All right, Nick. Tell us, what are the birthdays coming up this weekend?
All right, I want to say happy birthday to Halsey turning 29, Mark Farner turning 75, and Zachary Levi turning 43. This Saturday, we got T-Pain turning 39, and Ariza Miller turning 31. And this Sunday, Brie Larson turning 34, and Julie Andrews turning 88.
I have one extra birthday that's very special.
Yes.
On today, September 29th, is Tanya Postian's birthday, who's my baby sister. Tanya's
Yay!
turning
Happy birthday.
19, and I'm very happy for her to be turning
Aw.
19.
Very exciting. Is she listening today?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
It is 8 a.m. on Friday.
Cool. Awesome.
I will
Just-
send her
just
a
see
clip.
And Talene, what's going on with WXVU?
Well, for our WXVU news, each week on the Morning Roar, we'll highlight one of our WXVU show offerings. This week, we're giving a shout out to The House, hosted by Avery Stout, part of the WXVU Executive Board. Tune into The House for a total array of music from artists like Lana Del Rey to Green Day. The House will feature both new alternative music and your favorite oldies every single week. Listen Wednesdays at 7 p.m. right here on WXVU. And our second story is what's better than hearing your favorite WXVU shows? How about a 24 consecutive hours of your favorite WXVU shows? In honor of World College Radio Day, WXVU will be broadcasting live beginning this Wednesday at noon and ending on Thursday at noon. How many consecutive hours will Chris Kokinas be awake for? That's the real test. Get your answer during our World College Radio Day marathon broadcast this Wednesday.
To answer that question, last year it was over 24 hours. This year, I don't
Amazing.
want to do that. again.
You were
I would like
I
to.
remember that you
Yeah.
were nonstop.
Oh yeah.
You looked like a zombie. No offense.
yeah.
You like
I-
yeah.
I fully went to class after doing that too and fell asleep at my desk in the front row.
Yeah.
Just head on the table,
Damn.
gone.
Priorities.
At least I went
Priorities.
to class, you know.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Mhm. Well, this is the Morning Roar right here on WXVU. We're going to be taking a quick break, so stay tuned for more after this.
This is Father Peter, and you're listening to the 89.1 The Roar.
Scott Adams here with the Sounds of Brazil. And this week we'll catch up with an international star who got her start right here in Sweet Home Chicago with Basha. It's Edu Lobo in the lounge, where you can request a song at connectbrazil.com, plus tunes from Javan, the Bel Gilberto, and El Giro, too. It's the Sounds of Brazil. Sundays at 8 p.m. on Villanova's V89.1. The Roar.
The Wayne Wildcats football and cheer team invite you to their beef and beer fundraiser at the Berwyn Tavern, Saturday, October 7th at 5 p.m. Enjoy delicious hot roast beef, ice-cold beers, and the company of fellow Wildcats supporters. This fundraiser is all about coming together to cheer on these amazing young athletes while raising funds to support their seasons. More information is available at waynewildcats.com.
And welcome back to the Morning Roar right here on WXVU 89.1 FM, The Roar. Now it's time for our 3-day weather forecast for the main line. We are starting today with rain, and there will be chances of it throughout your Friday. The high of the day is 63. Scattered thunderstorms will continue into the night with variable clouds and showers. The night's low is 56. Our weather for tomorrow's day of service will involve rain showers early in the morning and overcast skies later in the day with a high of 68 degrees. The night will offer partly cloudy skies and a low of 54 with some light winds. Change of pace on Sunday with a mainly sunny day and a high of 76. Sunday night is all clear with a low of 57. The current temperature outside our Daugherty Hall studios on the campus of Villanova is 59 degrees. Talene, we'll go to you with our Morning Roar news update.
Friends, family, and local business owners joined recently to celebrate the retirement of Radnor Township Police Department's K-9 officer Rocky on his final day of service. After a decade of dedicated to the residents of Radnor, Rocky enjoyed all the belly rubs and treats at a luncheon in his honor. As she has been since the beginning, Officer Jennifer Coco proudly stood by the German Shepherd's side during his party. Rocky was recognized on several occasions by the Radnor commissioners for his tracking abilities, including finding a gun after a subject fled from police and his successful attempt at locating a child with autism who had become lost in a wooded area in 2017. Second story, residents of Layton, Pennsylvania are being asked to keep a lookout for a tortoise who escaped his home at a veterinary clinic for the third time. Really? The Mahoning Valley Animal Hospital said in a Facebook post that Tank, a tortoise belonging to veterinarian Mike Nelson, escaped from his outdoor pen at the clinic. A vet tech said Tank is known for his escapes and is nicknamed Houdini. They're just encouraging him. According to her, the previous 2 times Tank hightailed it out of his cage, he was missing for about 2 weeks and was found about 4 feet away.
Oh my.
It's a very small search radius that you gotta look for.
Like tortoises move like this.
Exactly.
Like, and also you don't see them just walking down the street. I feel like this is like, I don't know.
If
There's
my-
something going on there.
I know being a vet is very difficult, but like if
Yeah.
my vet lost his tortoise 3 times,
Oh yeah.
I'd be like,
Mhm.
"Come,
I wouldn't
what
take
is
him back.
this
I wouldn't take him
going
back to
on?"
the same
Yeah,
vet.
You know, a faster animal will definitely get lost. That's what I'm worried about. How
Yeah.
big is a
Exactly.
tortoise? Are they like
They're big.
huge,
They're
big
big.
ones?
Yes,
Okay.
they're those massive
Okay.
ones that like
So
How
what
do you
they
lose that?
Scale it? Like,
How do you lose that?
I need more details on this story. I like
It
don't
probably
believe
took
it.
that thing like 20 minutes to walk out of the building. And
Exactly.
no one saw it. Like, think about it. It gets out of the cage. It literally walks like this.
Yeah.
It's like a sloth. It would take it forever to get from the cage to the door.
But how is it missing for 2 weeks and found 4 feet away?
That's the thing that I don't get.
Maybe it
That is the
camouflages.
fact that does not make sense. to me. Did
I
they
have
not
no-
look?
They just forgot about him for 2 weeks, and
And
they're
then
like, "Oh wait,
They
Oh,
nicknamed
big
him
turtle.
Hank
The turtle's
Dini.
gone.
that's funny."
They're encouraging him.
It's 50 pounds. I just looked it up. It's 50 pounds.
Yeah, how do you lose that?
Guys, it's that. This thing is like the size of like. I'm trying to think of what to compare it to for the listeners.
A small
Like-
toddler.
like a lap.
Yeah, like a
Yeah.
like a small toddler, but turtle shaped. So
Yeah,
I move a lot slower too.
yeah,
It's just
I wanna-
really
can
impressive.
we interview this veterinarian? I don't get what's going on here.
just to hear about the search for 2 weeks
Yeah.
for this tortoise. But our next discussion topic of the day here: phone notifications. Teens get as many as 237 notifications each day on their smartphones, according to a new report by Common Sense Media. The research says adults often turn off their notifications, but teens usually keep alerts on and impulsively check their phones throughout the day, even when they feel bombarded. About 1/4 of notifications came during school hours, and researchers said phones and apps could improve on cutting down unnecessary alerts at times when teens shouldn't be disrupted. Do you get 237 notifications a day, and do you turn your notifications off? Talene, we'll start with you.
I don't know how many notifications I get each day, but I don't think it's that many. Not to sound like a loser with no friends, but I don't think I get that many a day. The thing that confuses me is that it says 1/4 of notifications came during school hours, and I feel like it should be more. Like I feel like if only 1/4 of them come during school hours, that's kind of a good thing. Like that mostly means people
Yeah.
are like chatting and talking and dealing with stuff on their phones when they're not in school.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I keep my
agree.
notifications on though, because that's kind of how I view the purpose of a phone. It's kind of like a pager.
People who don't have their notifications on, they tick me off a little bit.
A little bit, because I do text people who are like, Isabella has notifications off, and I'm like, she's better than me.
And then when I need something urgently, I do not hesitate to tap
Click the
the,
thing, yeah.
notify
I love
them.
that button. That button's my favorite. The notify anyway.
Yeah.
You know who never has his notifications on?
Who?
Mike.
I know. I'm
Mike,
completely
Our other
aware
host,
of that.
never. Every time I text him, it's the little what does it even say? Notifications off thing. Exactly
Yeah.
what you were saying. That little message.
But tap here to notify him, and I
Yep.
almost always do.
I do as well. And then he
You're
still
not
doesn't
above us,
answer.
yeah. No.
He will eventually, but it'll
Yeah.
be like 2 hours later.
Nick, how about you?
My phone is what the kids call dry.
Oh, no.
I get the B
That's
real
one way to put it.
notification.
Yeah,
I
there you
hate
go.
the Be Real notification.
But I bought an Apple Watch basically
cool.
for that reason. Like I don't want to have my phone in like my bag or my pocket. I just don't feel it vibrate.
Yeah,
Because like no one has their dinger on.
yeah.
like, ever. So if I get like a text from my roommate or from like my mom, and I need to like respond to that now.
Yeah.
I do have this on, and it's great. But yeah, I don't think I'm getting 200 notifications a day because like I have all my group chats silenced because the stuff that goes down there is hog wild.
Hog wild.
Let me
Hog
tell you,
wild.
yesterday there was a debate on like what cheese is the best to put on pizza, and like I feel there's like one
That's a
cheese you
good
put on.
debate.
that
cheese-
seems like a really
That's
important
really
conversation
important
to
It
be
is an
missed out
important
on.
debate, but like I don't need to be hearing
Who won?
just American cheese.
I feel like that actually
That's
can't be a
just
debate.
incorrect. You guys
American
debated this and
cheese?
came to the wrong answer. I hope you guys know that.
Yeah,
I don't even eat cheese, and I know that's wrong.
Mozzarella?
I
would've-
think it's probably
You're putting
mozzarella.
Kraft singles.
Oh, don't say
pizza.
that. Don't say that.
You know those were recalled recently because they have plastic in them. Maybe you guys are getting plastic in the brain. You're coming up with this answer.
I
Of
will not
Kraft
be surprised.
singles.
I will not be surprised.
Nah.
Losing brain cells over here over our Kraft cheese pizzas.
True.
Were
Some lo-
people just making the cheese and not taking them out of the plastic?
Right?
That might be it. No, it was like a thin film, I think.
Oh,
No.
ew.
I was like, if you're eating those, you're eating
Oh.
plastic anyway. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
It's
already
true.
plastic in our system. What's a little more?
I was not nervous when I read the news report, is all I'll say. I wasn't alarmed.
I don't know, man. I look at the cheese square and I don't really think about like, oh, this is good for me. Like, and you look at that thing, I was like, yeah, I'm going to die because of this.
I also think they're they're like orange, aren't they? I don't
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
they're. I think that they
They're
like
like
dye
this
them
color
that color.
orange. It's
Like I don't
wild.
think they come that
They
color.
do not.
Are you sure? I think that they. I think that they
no,
might.
I mean like they don't come that color. They definitely dye it.
exactly.
Yeah.
Mm,
which is crazy.
great, awesome.
Yeah.
Have you guys heard about the federal cheese caves?
Stop.
What are you talking about?
You don't know about this?
The federal cheese caves?
You got wait. This is actually the Federal Cheese Reserve is a genuine initiative. It's called Government Cheese, and it is processed cheese provided to people specifically on welfare beneficiaries.
Oh, I
and-
actually did know.
You did know about this, but the thing that's crazy, not the fact that it is just like used for people who need to get more food, is that they are stored in like caves in the ground underneath the
I
United
did not know about the cave
States.
part.
That's crazy.
That's
And
awesome, though.
They have like, yeah, the cheese along with butter and dehydrated milk powder are stored in over 150 warehouses across 35 states. And a lot of them are underground, as well as the fact that a lot of them just kind of sit there, like they never expire. It's really interesting.
Imagine
Yeah.
you're like a cave explorer and you
And
come
you
across a
find
new cave and it's
cheese.
just full of cheese.
That's awesome.
That
I
would
think
be
the better question is,
insane.
what kind of cheese is it?
Yeah.
The room is silent. We need to
The
know.
people
I don't
Waiting
want
in
to
bated
miss
breath.
report, but I think it might be like
Kraft.
craft
No.
cheese.
No.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
Oh.
Can't put that on pizza.
All right, well, we're
Yeah.
running a little low on time here, so we've got to get to the Morning Roar Mind Bender. Just to update everybody, here are the standings. Mike has 2 points, Becky has 1 point, Talene has 1 point, and Nick has 1 point. So, and Mike had a Morning Roar record answer in 2.7 seconds last week.
That was crazy.
But are you guys ready for the question today?
Yes.
This one is kind of difficult. Maybe. We'll see. You are walking down a road and come to a fork. One path leads to certain death, the other leads to eternal happiness. You don't know which is which. In the middle of the fork, you come across two brothers who know which road is which. One brother always tells the truth, and the other always lies. You can only ask them one question. How would you determine which road to take? Yeah, this is a tough scene. If I didn't have the answer, I don't think I would have gotten it. I'm interested in seeing some thoughts here. Think out loud.
I feel like logically there's more than one answer because if you think about it, like this is not my guess, but like if one of them always tells the truth, couldn't you just ask him which road's the good road? And if one of them always lies, couldn't you just ask him which road's the good road?
But you don't know
you
which
don't
one
know
tells
which-
the truth and
okay.
which one lies.
Gotcha. Okay.
I was gonna like when you started with the fork in the road, I was gonna say you pick up the fork and you throw it.
I was thinking
I
of
like
the
that
same
answer.
thing. Yeah.
Not quite that fork.
You throw it at the brothers.
Yeah. Whichever one ducks is not eternally happy. He's not peaceful. Are they like positioned? Are they both
It has
on a
nothing
road?
to do with the positioning. Nothing to
I
do
have
with the
no
position at all.
idea.
Can we get a hint?
Ah,
Is there a
I
hint
can-
available?
Let me come up with one while you guys keep thinking.
Can you tell
here.
us the first
Uh,
word of the answer?
If.
Great. Fantastic. Hmm.
If.
If you're the one who lies, run down the bad road.
Oh,
Not quite.
that's not a bad guess though.
I think the sneakers are trying to get it in one question.
Yeah. So it can't be like a. Can it be like
Think
a
of-
compound question?
No, it's
Okay.
not. But think about it more in terms of this. If one is always lying and one is always telling the truth, then what they say about their brother will be very similar answers.
Yes. So if like you ask them
But
describe
how does that help us get down a road?
Yeah, I don't care about these brothers really at all.
Yeah.
Well, that's the important part. The key is in which one tells the truth and one lies.
Do the brothers know which road to go down?
Yes. Well,
Okay,
the one
they do know.
they both know, but one will tell you the truth. One is going to tell
So
you
are
a
we
lie.
trying to figure out which road to go
Yes.
down? Okay, so we're figuring out which road to go down, but we
So that
also
way
need
you
to
don't
figure
die.
out which brother is trustworthy.
maybe I just take 50-50 and say, excuse me, and just go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Ignore the brothers altogether.
Yeah, they're conflicting my choices here.
I'm trying to think of another way
Maybe
to give a
wait.
hint.
I'll send one of them down each road.
You're thinking way too much into this, guys. You can't send them anywhere. They're standing in the
That
same
would work.
place.
My question
They're
would be:
standing in the same place.
can you guys go down the roads?
Yeah, we're just speaking of both of them.
So the hint was that the question you had to ask them has to do with each other.
Yes.
Are we only asking one brother?
Yeah.
You were asking both brothers the same question.
Oh,
Okay.
you are not just speaking to one? Okay.
Yeah.
Wait.
Do you know the names of the brothers?
Not
Wait,
important.
wait.
Not
Wait.
important.
Okay. So if you just ask both brothers one question, couldn't you just ask them which road?
No, you have to ask them the same question.
Yeah.
like-
so just if you're just like, hey guys, what road do I go down? Oh wait,
Well, one's going to tell you right, one's going to tell you left, and you don't know who's telling the truth and who's
that's
lying.
true. That's true. I guess that's like the
Wait,
core problem.
But
That
you're
might
getting
be-
closer.
You know
if
what I
you
mean?
You were
Like,
getting
I get
far
what you're
closer.
saying.
it was
if
just
you
a bad
say-
example of it. Like, there's got to be something that we can like say to both of them that like,
Okay, you guys keep thinking that out. I'll be back. 1 second.
okay, he has no faith in us. Chris has no faith in us.
He's gonna be gone for 10 minutes.
Somebody look at his phone. Somebody find the answer.
No, I'm better than that.
I'm not. I would, but I feel like we're close.
I think you're right with like asking them the same question.
Yeah, he said that too. We have to ask them both one question.
If you both ask them what's
He said that the first word was if.
That does
Okay.
not. That's not helpful.
if you're lying, don't.
That also doesn't help.
That also doesn't help.
Maybe like
Well, I'm glad this is taking longer than our last one. I'm actually happy about that.
But this is so difficult.
It is so
You said
difficult.
you would not have gotten it.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Is there another?
You have to think about what the one brother will say about the other brother's answer.
If your other
What?
brother is lying, say I don't know.
What do they care about me? Why can't they just help me out?
I like the idea of just going down a road.
Yeah.
Like
Forget these guys.
for real.
Should we just call this one
Yeah.
a tie?
We could call it a tie. We could do it again next week.
It's just continuous. I don't know if I can
I don't
go
know
a
if I
week
trust that,
without
though,
knowing
'cause I
this
might look it
answer.
up.
Yeah.
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 Should I just drop the answer?
I guess so.
Yeah.
Oh.
So you have to ask each brother, if you were your brother, which road would
What?
lead you to eternal happiness? Because let's say the path on the right leads to eternal happiness. After you ask your question, both brothers will tell you the exact same thing. He would say the left path leads to eternal happiness. In either case, you would pick the opposite of what they were both saying because one is telling the truth about the other brother lying, and one is lying about the other brother telling the truth.
Listen,
I
I ain't
have
a
no
philosophy
idea.
major for a reason. And this is the reason.
Like I
can't
said.
follow that logic path at all.
I feel like I would still rather either go down a road or just send them both down the road. Send them both down a road. One of them's gonna have eternal happiness. One is not, and I will see it, and then
Like
I,
I
will follow each other's
promise
happy.
the answer makes sense, but
Okay.
I would never come across that answer.
What I would do is I would say, who wants to follow me? And I would start walking. And if they were both like, I don't really want to go there. I know I'm going down the wrong road.
The one who's lying was saying,
That's
I don't want to
true.
follow
Yeah,
you, but I have
that
to.
works.
Smart.
That's a
Better than
survival
asking them
thing.
Anything.
Yeah. Forget that little mind tricks.
We'll leave it up to the producer on who we're giving the
All
points
right.
to on that one. I'm not making a decision on that, but this is the Morning Roar on WXVU. We're going to be taking a quick break, so stay tuned for more.
I'm Caitlin Van Motter, the host of Groovin' with Caitlin, and you're listening to V89.1, The Roar.
Are you not sleeping well? Are your energy levels all over the place? Have you been feeling down? Adding daily exercise into your routine might be just what you need. Exercising regularly has been found to enhance sleep, stabilize energy levels, and ease feelings of depression.
A 10-minute walk or a quick workout in your room can still give you the benefits of exercise.
Villanova's Office of Health Promotion and its program, Thrive 365, provide an abundance of helpful information regarding exercise and easy ways to add activity into your busy routine.
In the know with Nova Nurses.
This message is brought to you by senior nursing students in the M. Louise Fitzpatrick College of Nursing,
Office of Health Promotion,
and WXVU 89.1 The Roar.
Hi, everyone. This is Kaylee Brendel, and you can hear my music only here on Villanova's V89.1 The Roar.
Hours turn to minutes. I get so swept up in it.
And we're back with the Morning Roar right here on WXVU 89.1 FM. And the annual St. Thomas of Villanova Day of Service is tomorrow. To talk about this year's Day of Service and the long-standing tradition we have with us today, the Day of Service co-chairs Keen Ryan and Megan Chegwin. Keen and Megan, thanks for spending some time with us today. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thanks so much for having us on.
So, what is the Villanova Day of Service and how did it really come about?
The Villanova Day of Service is a celebration of the university's Augustinian values and St. Thomas specifically. He believed in giving back to the poor and those in need. And he thought that when you gave back, it not only fulfilled their needs, but it left you with a sense of fulfillment. So this started 18 years ago when Father Peter started his presidency at Villanova. It was supposed to be a one-year thing, but it went so well that it became this annual thing that is now a big part of like our university and our culture, and just a big thing that everyone participates in on campus.
Awesome. Nick?
Cool. So how is Villanova different from other universities with this annual celebration?
Yeah, so as you guys all know, as Villanova students, there are three values that we all have is Veritas, Unitas, and Caritas. And these are St. Augustine's values. And I think that these values of truth, unity, and love really set Villanova apart from other universities because we get to have events like this where we get to put these values into action and put them out into the greater Philadelphia area and be able to help the people that we see on a daily basis when we go off campus, even when we're on campus. So I think that's something that really makes Villanova special.
Awesome. So Day of Service provides multiple avenues for the Villanova community to be involved. Can you tell us more about the scope of service activities for this year?
Yeah, so like most years, there's a wide variety of service that you'll do. It's over 140 sites this year, so all around the greater Philadelphia area. We have sites on campus where some people will make meals for homeless shelters or anyone that's in need for that kind of stuff. Other people will go to farms and do manual labor, stuff like that, clean the streets, writing cards, taking care of kids. There's kind of a wide variety, and it's really just a great way to get involved and give back to those in need for one day out of the year, and really get back to what Villanova stands for and what our Augustinian values are.
So this question is for both of you. How did you get involved with Day of Service?
I really like this question because I come from like a long line of people involved with Day of Service. I have a bunch of family friends who went to Villanova and they all were involved with Day of Service. My older brother was. So it just has been something that even coming to Villanova that I knew that I wanted to be a part of. And like 3 of my family friends were also chairs of Day of Service. So I feel like I'm living up to a tradition here and I'm really excited to be a part of it.
For me, freshman year, I actually became very good friends with Megan's brother and a couple other kids that were in the grades above us. They were all on the committee, so they kind of introduced me to it because our freshman year, we didn't have a real Day of Service because of COVID, which was unfortunate, but they introduced me to the committee and I got on that freshman year, started working that. Sophomore year, we had the real Day of Service, and from there, I just really enjoyed the camaraderie and giving back to the community and everything that came along with putting the day on. So that's kind of how I got involved.
Sounds awesome. So what goes into coordinating a whole university-wide event? What are the preparations for this? And we are especially curious to know about how the school is sending all the volunteers off-site to various participating locations across the Philadelphia area as part of the initiative.
Yeah, so we have a really big committee backing us. We start the committee selection process usually in like March. And so there's different subcommittees within the larger committee. We have 15 service site captains who at like the end of the school year around like May and through the summer give up their summers to reach out to the service sites, contact them, ask them if they want to participate this year, and just basically keep calling and emailing and staying in touch with them to make sure that they're getting all the information that they need. And then as it gets closer, we actually provide supplies for the sites as well. So we have a supply team that gets in contact with them. We have a supply form that they fill out. Then we partner with Lowe's, who then drops off all of the supplies. And the past couple of days, we've been in the supply tent down by Moriarty Hall, organizing supplies so that when the sites come to pick them up, they're all ready and prepared. And even we deliver some of the supplies as well. And then we have a transportation team who partners with Crafts and other vans. We get a bunch on campus as well. But yeah, we then organize all the groups and put them onto buses and vans and shuttles, different vehicles to get them where they need to go. But yeah, it's like basically just a big puzzle with a bunch of different pieces. And we're lucky to have all the different subcommittees to be able to make it into one big functioning machine to really work and have the day run smoothly.
Amazing. So, how do the various components of the celebration tie into Villanova's Augustinian heritage?
Meg touched on it earlier with Veritas, Unitas, Caritas. It just kind of is what our university is based around. We're supposed to grow as people and help those around us. Our Augustinian values really amplify that. And the day of service is just one day out of the year that you can really take those, embody those, and really be a Villanovan and give back to those in need. So when it comes down to it, it's one day out of the year, but it's something that you can take and reflect on after you do it and grow as a person and try to find ways to do it more than just the one day out of the year and give back to those in need throughout the whole entire year.
So kind of along the same line as that, what does Day of Service mean both for the Villanova community and for yourselves?
Yeah, so kind of as Kian was saying, this is just one day out of the year that we are allowing the Villanova community to have like a specific event where they can go and serve. But what we really hope that this means for the Villanova community is that they take what they learned today, that day, and use it like every day going forward, being able to put these values into action and seeing that the connections that they fostered really matter and that what they do is meaningful. We ask that every group does like a pre or post reflection during the actual day so that they can bring a little bit more meaning to what they're doing that day. So we hope that that's something that they carry with them throughout, their time at Villanova and even beyond. And for me and Kian, we kind of agree. It is something that should be more than just one day. And it is something that's important and really, shows who we are as Villanovans.
Awesome. So would you mind, both of you, sharing your best or favorite memory from the past days of service?
My favorite memory is actually from this past year, which was unfortunately canceled because of the rain, but we still had one service site that happened on campus. It was Meals of Hope in the Villanova room. And although the actual day was canceled, we were lucky enough to, as a committee, go there and still prepare the meals to give out to the homeless and those that are in need of food. But it ended up turning into, we all just texted our friends. More and more people kept showing up, and it turned into a really great day which really embodied the Villanova Day of Service. It was the St. Thomas Villanova Day of Service is a celebration of service, and that's really what this past year was. If you were there that day, we were all having fun. At the same time, we were packaging all these meals up, fostering relationships, and just giving back to those in need, which was a great experience.
That's amazing. Oh, do you want to say?
No, you do.
No, that's amazing to hear. So our last question is, how can students get involved with Day of Service, especially if they haven't been able to get involved before?
Yeah, so we're really excited that this year is going to be one of the more normal years in the past couple years. Me and Keen are both seniors, and we like to joke that we've only really had one normal day of service. So we're really excited for people to see what like the committee really does and the planning that goes into it. So if people want to get involved, our committee selection process usually happens around February and March. Usually we'll send out an email and people can apply. But yeah, it starts around then. So it's a little bit tough because it's like a mid-year thing. But we're really excited for people to see what the day is really all about and get that excitement and for people to want to be on committee and be a part of such a special day.
Thank you.
Well, Kean, Megan, thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah,
We
thank you for
appreciate you
having
having us
us.
on.
Of course. Yeah. Well, the Villanova Day of Service is tomorrow, just a reminder. And you're listening to WXVU V89.1, The Roar. This is the Morning Roar. We're going to have more after this, so stay tuned.
Hi, everybody. My name is David Shapansky, and I'm the WXVU Sports Director. You're listening to WXVU 89.1 The Roar.
Saturday, October 7th is the date of the St. David's Church Country Fair. Now in its 172nd year, it's the longest continuously running church fair in the United States. Each year, 100% of the fair's proceeds are donated to over 20 deserving Delaware Valley and Philadelphia organizations, as well as our international partners in Cuba, Guatemala, and Uganda. They invite you to join the over 3,500 visitors drawn annually to the St. David's Church Country Fair and become part of this enjoyable and worthwhile community event. The fair is held at the St. David's Church Fairgrounds, located at 763 South Valley Forge Road in Wayne. More information is available at stdavidschurch.org/fair. Every Monday this fall semester, the Villanova community is warmly invited to embrace the present moment with Mindfulness Mondays. From 1 to 1:30 p.m., indulge in guided sessions focusing on the here and now, both in-person and virtual options available. Hosted by the campus ministry and co-sponsored by the Falvey Library, this ACS-approved event requires no registration. For more information, contact Brian McCabe at 610-519-4086.
It's the Morning Roar right here on Villanova's V89.1 The Roar. Let's go to Becky with our weekly sports roundup.
Villanova enters play this week with a 3-1 overall record and a 1-0 conference mark after it defeated Rhode Island 35-9 in its CAA football opener last week, heard in its entirety on WXVU. Fifth-year quarterback Connor Watkins and fifth-year running back TD Ayo-Daraje each rushed for over 100 yards in the win. Watkins carried 10 times for 113 yards and a career-high 3 touchdowns, while Ayo-Daraje needed just 7 carries to amass 103 yards and a score. It is the second time this season and the 28th time in school history that the Wildcats had 2 players top the century mark in the same game. Senior linebacker Brendan Bell is this week's CAA Football Co-Defensive Player of the Week after he had 8 tackles and 2 tackles for loss. Villanova heads to University of Albany this weekend for its first CAA football road game of the season. The Great Danes are 2-2, and this will be their first CAA matchup of the season. The game is tomorrow in Albany, and kickoff is set for 3:30 p.m. Other Villanova sporting events this weekend. Men's soccer is at UConn tonight at 7 p.m. Women's tennis is at Navy as part of the Navy invite. Women's volleyball plays Butler tomorrow at 7. Field hockey plays James Madison Sunday at noon. And women's soccer plays St. John's Sunday at 1. In terms of the NFL, the Detroit Lions came into Lambeau Field and put a whooping on the Green Bay Packers in Thursday Night Football, 34-20. Chris, hopes were high after the comeback Jordan Love led on Sunday against the Saints. What happened?
The Packers are now in the form that I expected them to be in. So the beginning of the season was kind of like, wow, this is impressive. Maybe we're going to do good. But this is meeting expectations of what we kind of all thought was going to happen. I didn't watch much of the game with midterms right around the corner. I was
Gotcha.
writing papers and such, but yeah, I mean, this was kind of to be expected. Yeah.
I mean, at least you didn't see that all go down if you weren't watching
Yeah,
the game.
exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In other NFL news, the Dolphins scored 70 points in a game last week. That was crazy.
Yikes.
Yeah. Other key matchups this week, Commanders versus the Eagles, Dolphins at Bills, Mike's Pats at the Cowboys, and the Taylor Swift Bowl, the Chiefs at the Jets.
I can't with the whole Taylor Swift thing in the football. It's like
I love
and
it.
it's all
It's a
anyone will
lot.
talk about is the Dolphins versus Broncos game and Taylor Swift at the Chiefs game. It's just like stop.
But
Talk
it's
about, like,
exciting.
yeah.
What do you
It is
dislike
exciting.
about it, Nick?
About what?
What do you dislike about it?
I just feel like it's focusing way too much on Taylor Swift just kind of being there. Like, yeah, she's
I
dating
agree.
Travis Kelce.
I think
let,
she
let
should
her
be
be.
on the field. I agree.
You know what? Facts.
Singing the Super Bowl halftime show one
No.
of these days.
Playing.
Playing in the game. Yeah.
Yes.
Playing the football.
Earned her
Wow.
Mhm.
No, I mean, we talked about it last week on the show. We're like, is this really happening?
And we accurately reported on it. I'm so
Yeah.
happy for us.
It was very exciting stuff,
Yes.
truly. And she's going to be in New Jersey, I should say, this week for the Chiefs Jets game. Now, some people are just saying that this is still a marketing stunt, but if this is a marketing stunt, this is very elaborate. You must be giving
Yeah.
Taylor Swift a lot of money to be going out of her way like this.
I mean, I saw a graphic of the numbers of just like the increase in like
Oh, yeah.
Chiefs home game
Crazy.
tickets. It was like 400% increase. It was
That's
something crazy.
insane.
Didn't Travis Kelce's jersey sales double?
Yeah, I think they might have
Wow.
tripled. It's
Yeah.
insane.
She has to get some kind of kickback on that.
Especially because like she just went to the game. Like they didn't go anywhere
They didn't
together.
say
They aren't dating.
anything.
I mean, maybe they're dating. I don't know. But she, when asked about it, I think she said like, "Oh, he invited me to the game. I love football, so I went." Like she didn't say like there's anything even like going on there.
Well, I mean, they did leave the game together.
That's true. That's true.
and
I
we
think
did
that,
see pictures of them in the suite together at a certain point.
yeah. I think that also on Jason and Travis Kelce have a podcast. I think on their podcast they also did like discuss how they are at least something, but I don't think that they said that they're dating.
It's not official yet, but give it some time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean
definitely.
the fact that even without being an official thing, it's had such like a crazy impact is insane.
I think if they get married, the entire Chiefs economic like area will change. I think it will
It's been interesting.
evolve.
Now, if they break up, the Chiefs will
Oh, yeah.
become the most hated team in the league.
But I am here for the song that will come out.
Oh,
That'll
yeah.
be on repeat.
That
Imagine.
album is
Funniest
going to go crazy. Becky, why don't you talk about the next sports story, the NBA?
Yes. So, thoughts on the Damian Lillard acquisition? How pumped is the Badger State for Bucks season right now, Chris?
Well, I could promise you, everybody thinks this is going to be the greatest season of Bucks basketball ever. I mean, Giannis and Damian Lillard, same team.
Yeah.
It's
crazy.
unbeatable. It's a super team. And I typically hate super teams, but now
Yeah.
that I'm a fan of a super team, I kind of love it.
I just can't believe how it all went down.
Yeah.
Like him saying very publicly, I want to go to the Heat. I'll only go to the Heat.
Yeah.
And then him saying, if I don't go to the Heat, I don't want to go anywhere. And then out of nowhere, like he's with the Bucks. It's crazy.
And the worst part about it is that Drew Holiday, who's been on the Bucks for a long time, posted on Monday. He's like, I want to retire as a Buck. This is where I'm going to stay
Yeah.
forever. And he got traded the next day.
I know it's actually kind of crazy. Like,
That's sad.
yeah. For
Yeah, that
both
wasn't
both of
great.
the individuals involved in the situation, it's not great. For you guys, for the Bucks fans, it's incredible.
Well, I think he's finally going to get his ring too, that
Yeah.
he's been so desperately looking for
That's
in
true.
Portland. So I think he's pumped. I
Yeah.
would hope he's pumped.
I feel like at this point, yeah.
Yeah. Well, Nick, why don't we go to you with our music news coming up here?
All right, so we got Katy Perry will guest star in the children's shows Peppa Pig as it celebrates its 20th anniversary next year. She'll voice a new character called Mr. Leopard in the 3-part Peppa Pig wedding party special.
Immediate believe that. Like I will be tuned in. That
Yeah,
sounds
absolutely.
great.
No doubt in my mind.
Something I will not be tuned into, however, Kanye West is reportedly plotting a musical comeback. Sources say he is in a great headspace. And it has completed nearly 10 songs in the past week. his collaborator Ty Dolla $ign. I don't know how to say his name.
Ty Dolla
Right. Ty Dolla. All right. Ty Dolla $ign is also said to have joined him in the studio. Also this week, there was an online leak of Ye's Dr. Dre collab album,
I think it's just Jesus is King.
Jesus is King. Jesus is King. Okay, just maybe it's a typo. And
Jesus is King 2.
2. Oh,
Sequel.
Electric Boogaloo. Amazing. Great news.
I don't think he's gonna release it after that.
He said, "I'm done."
Yeah.
Great news for Taylor Swift fans worldwide. And really, who isn't Taylor Swift fan? And she and AMC Theaters have announced that the Taylor Swift The Eras Tour concert film will open in more than 100 countries worldwide on October 13th, the same day previously announced for its North American debut. Tickets in most of these countries are already on sale.
I'm like 90% sure that I already have tickets to go see this.
Did Erica get them? So funny.
Yeah, Erica got them.
Yeah, I can see that. Erica loves it.
Yeah. So
I will say one thing. My sister watches the Eras Tour on YouTube. You really don't need... I mean, I'm sure it'll be better quality in the movie theater, but tell Erica you also can definitely watch it on YouTube.
Well, I'm kind of pumped to go because I wanted to go see the show in Indianapolis.
Okay, gotcha.
But then, we didn't get...
So then it definitely will be more like
I
the
think-
concert experience to see it in the theater.
Definitely. I think people are going to be dressing up. The friendship bracelets are going to go crazy. I don't know
Yeah.
if I'm going to be doing all that, but it's going to
I
be a
think-
good experience all in all.
I
Is
feel like
anyone
you and
else
Erica
going to
could do
go
it.
see it?
I would. I didn't even know it was happening. I would.
I
I'm
want
sure
to
my
see
sister
it
will.
too.
Shout
I
out Aubrey.
there was no chance I was going to a concert, so I was like, this is kind of the next best thing. And I saw some of the YouTube stuff, and I feel like, I don't know, maybe I'm more of a professional girly. Like, I kind of want to see it all edited nice. Like, I
Yeah.
want,
It is very like concert footage.
yeah.
I'm pretty sure pre-sales for this movie have already outdone like most Marvel movies, including Endgame.
Taylor Swift fans are something
Really?
else.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's crazy.
It's
I really
She gets
impressive.
an Oscar, is what I'm saying. I hope she gets
She
an
might.
Oscar.
She might. Talene, what's new at the movie theaters this weekend?
Well, our movie theater previews are the first one is Paw Patrol, the Mighty Movie.
Yes.
Yay!
Big Paw Patrol fans in this college radio show. It is a magical meteor crashes in Adventure City and gives the Paw Patrol pups superpowers, transforming them into the Mighty Pups. Starring Dax Shepard, Taraji P. Henson, and Tyler Perry. The tomato meter for this is already 86%.
Not surprised.
Do you guys watch Paw Patrol?
I have a little sister, so I have seen a
Okay.
decent amount of Paw Patrol in my life. Definitely one of the better kids shows, in my opinion.
I agree. I don't watch Paw Patrol, but I teach dance classes, so I see the Paw Patrol stuffed animals come in, and I see the fanaticism for the Paw Patrol.
Yeah.
I just feel like this is the new Air Bud for this generation.
See,
If you don't
I
remember Air Bud.
disagree because it's a like show too.
You know, that's also fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah, I
Martha
babysat, and that's
Speaks
the only
means-
time I saw this show, but it was very bright and loud and therefore good for children.
And dogs.
Yes. The second movie is The Creator, PG-13 action sci-fi genre, and the summary is against a backdrop of a war between humans and robots with artificial intelligence, a former soldier finds the secret weapon, a robot in the form of a young child. Starring Allison Janney, Gemma Chan, and Ken Watanabe. The tomato meter rating for this one is already 77%.
That sounds kind of awful. I'm not going to lie.
It just
It sounds like Terminator.
stereotypical. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like unless they do something weird with like the place of children in society growth, I think it's going to be kind of boring.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Predictable, I feel like.
exactly. So our third movie is Saw X, rated R, a horror thriller.
Is that 10 then?
Yes.
That's insane.
A desperate John travels to Mexico for a risky and experimental medical procedure in hopes of a miracle cure for his cancer, only discovered the entire operation is a scam to defraud the most vulnerable. Starring Tobin Bell and Shawnee Smith, it has no tomato meter rating as of right now. Are y'all seeing Saw X?
I hate Saw. No offense to if you are watching this and you made Saw, I am sorry. I hate Saw. I don't like gore though in movies, and that's the entire premise. So
That's true.
Yeah, I don't really like horror movies, but also the way this movie is described, it doesn't sound like a
awful.
horror
It sounds
movie.
awful. It sounds
It just sounds
sad.
like a critique.
Yes,
Yeah.
a critique about society and healthcare.
They're kind of
has been a trend recently in horror, I feel like, where they've gone more like psychological thriller statement than just
Yeah.
like boo. So I feel like it might be
And see,
following
I like
that.
horror movies. I like some of those. Just Saw does not do it for me.
No. And our last movie is Dumb Money, rated R, a biography and a comedy based on the insane true story of everyday people who flipped the script on Wall Street and got rich by turning GameStop into the world's hottest company, starring Paul Dano, Pete Davidson, and Shailene Woodley. It is at a tomato meter of 85% and an audience score of 87%.
How is GameStop doing these days? Hold on.
Well, I think the whole point is that it's
Probably
not
not
doing
great.
well. That's like
Yeah.
the whole thing.
That's why it was a shorted stock, because it's not a good
Yeah.
stock.
Yeah.
I might see this. I thought that was a really weird story when
Yeah.
it came out, and I would like
I never
to see
knew
a
the details of it. I
dramatization
would
of
probably see it because I didn't know the details of it. I just knew it was like happening in the background. You know what I mean?
I accidentally profited off of it because the
my.
same thing happened with AMC. But at the
Yes.
beginning of that week, I bought AMC stock because I'm like, people are going back to the movies. Like, that's going to go up. And then I woke up one day, I'm like, why do I have so much money?
Awesome.
You're like, there's a mistake.
Something happened here. I've since lost all that money, though, so it's not that big a deal. But
Yeah.
anyway,
Also,
Whatever.
I sold, but I'm just not good at
Yes.
trading.
Maybe you should watch the GameStop movie Dumb
Yeah,
Money.
I need to learn. Yeah. I'm not a VSB bro, so
I'm
can't
also
figure
like
it out.
the only person on earth who loves Pete Davidson as an actor, so I will be
Really?
sitting for
You
that.
genuinely are
I
the
Honestly,
only
those are
person
pretty,
on earth.
pretty good cast.
I watched his little biography movie about himself, and I was like, all right, this is pretty good.
Becky, do you want to shout out a book?
Absolutely. So a book is kind of like a movie in your mind. So right along that movie trend,
Exactly.
look up Elizabeth Caldwell on Amazon for a fantastic novel that used to have me in it as a boat, but then I was actually taken out of the final version, I think. However, 10 out of 10 book. Check it out. I won't go into too much detail. Keep the listeners.
Yeah, keep it PG.
Yeah,
What
exactly.
genre? What genre?
Romance.
Excellent.
Romance novel.
Okay.
There we go.
no
Yeah.
said.
And some fun events on campus this weekend. Today is the Mid-Autumn Festival, 8 to 10 at the Oreo, 8 to 10 p.m. Food trucks, make your
What's
own.
going on right now?
No. Just want to make sure people weren't running out of their dorms to go get food trucks,
Yeah.
make your own lantern, and hop in a photo booth and sample some traditional foods. Sponsored by the Villanova International Students Organization and the Campus Activities Team. On Saturday, a reminder that it is the St. Thomas of Villanova Day of Service, and also Rays of Sunshine presents Camp Sunshine, 8 to 11 p.m. at the Oreo. Be a kid again. This event will bring you back to your elementary and middle school days. There will be food trucks, inflatable obstacle courses, tie-dye, bracelet making, lawn games, water ice, face paint, and more. Becky, what are the Twitter poll results?
I'm dying to know.
In a shocking turn of events, we have only gotten one vote on the Twitter poll.
No.
And that one vote is someone who uses their toilet paper incorrectly and said fold.
Oh, so the only acceptable answer.
So you hacked it.
Strong disagree.
I don't even have.
Yeah, Chris
I didn't
actually
vote.
went
I
on the
did not
Twitter and
vote.
did the one vote.
I didn't think that our Twitter poll answers could get any lower, and I think we asked a really controversial question.
Yeah, we really put the
and we
people to
paid
the
the
test.
price.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People
Yeah.
were not in the mood to answer that.
I don't know. Sometimes we get a few more.
It's
The
way
past
too
few weeks
early
We've gotten
in
like
the day.
5 to 7.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it probably just comes down to the question. Too
Yeah.
early for people to talk about toilet paper.
I just feel like it's the better question. Like, how much toilet paper do you use?
No,
That depends.
that is not a better question.
No,
That's
that is
such a
purely
hard one.
situational.
It's like-
Purely situational.
Also, like, how would you even like quantify like one square?
Squares.
But I
Like,
can't
are-
count the squares. Right? Exactly. Exactly.
Like I got a good idea in my mind.
Nick, do you have an answer?
I have a few wraps around the hand, like 3 maybe.
That's not enough. Okay, next question.
Hold on, it doubles up. It doubles up, so it's 6.
I don't know. My family always says that I use too much toilet paper because every time I go home, all the toilet paper rolls end up all the way gone.
And on that note,
Our deep thought of the week.
the deep thought of the week. Never regret anything that made you smile. Thanks to our executive producer. Keep it together. Keep it together, everybody. Thanks to our executive producer, Mandy Love Ledbetter. And stay tuned for Swingin' Fridays coming up next. We'll catch you bright and early next Friday at 8 a.m. This has been The Morning Roar. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Villanova University's WXVU Villanova, serving the main line, including Montgomery, Delaware.